On this week's show, it's Cannonball Run versus Smokey and the Bandit. Stay tuned to find out who the winner is. So yeah, welcome to Too Old for This Shite, with your hosts, Laura and Wayne. So this week we're going to have a bit of a Burt off with
Burt Reynolds off.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds off. The famous Burt Reynolds off that the people in the 1980s used to do instead of having a fist fight. They'd like breakdance and do Burt Reynolds impersonations.
Yes.
And whoever did the best Burt Reynolds impersonation was like either the Crips or the Bloods winner.
What? Crowned the victor, yes. You do your Burt Reynolds impression then. you do your one. No.
But yeah, this week we went back to the 70s.
Yes, time travelled quite a ways back.
I would imagine that probably no one under the age of 40 is going to be listening to this podcast.
You never know, there could be a resurgence.
You never know.
People getting into their muscle cars and racing across the states and running old Smokey.
They tried the rebooting Cannonball Run a few times, and then the Jackass guys end up doing something as well, a Cannonball Run thing, like an actual Cannonball Run. I think it was across Russia at one point years ago. And it didn't really take off. I don't know, for just some reason people just aren't interested anymore. I don't know what it could be. And then no one's ever tried to reboot Smokey and the Bandit. Probably because you wouldn't get away with that kind of thing nowadays. It just seemed completely unrealistic. Whereas back in the day, people were like, yeah, of course, loads of truckers and people kind of like, take great pride in like destroying cop cars, and the cops don't put a bullet in the back of their head or anything like that.
Well, that's the thing, I suppose. If you did that now in America, it'd be just like instant, like fucking murder.
Considering people are getting shot for just sitting in their cars.
For existing. Like, that's it. And doing nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it'd go down too well, really, I suppose, in the States. Yeah, you'd have like
Burt Reynolds kind of and fucking, or even with the Cannonball Run with he or him. Captain Chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. But so we're going to figure out once and for all, because I know people have been hotly debating this since the 80s when Cannonball Run came out. People are saying which is the best Burt Reynolds
the two, yes,
vehicular movie
transportation.
So yeah, as always, since this is our second time we've done these before, but like we're trying out a new format with it, where it's like we're basing it on 5 ratings. It's,
we are
the vibes and atmosphere. Yeah, we did this last time. Normally if it's a horror film, it's kills. But I suppose
you could kind of have it in this as well. It's like it's not quite kills, but like near kills, or what should have been kills.
Well, it's going to be action and chaos.
Yes, chaos. There you go. I suppose.
The third one is going to be iconic moments. The fourth is like commitment to the bit and kind of like how hard does it lean into itself. And the fifth one is rewatchability.
Okie dokie.
I suppose kicking it off with the vibes. So the vibe, I suppose Smokey and the Bandit was out first, so we'll go with that. Smokey and the Bandit, for people who aren't familiar with it, it's Smokey is a cop and the Bandit is a bandit.
Yes.
It's Burt Reynolds stars as the Bandit, who's like the world's best known show off. I think that's his title, isn't it?
That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, it's like what you do for a living. It's like, I'm a show off. And these business people, they want to do a bet. It was actually very educational, kind of. Well, I'd say the plot
I know.
First.
Yeah, we really didn't find
they
all
had
that.
to transport Coors from one side of the country across the Texas border into Texas, and if they managed to do it, they got like. It wasn't even 100. It was like
it would have been
90,000 or something.
It would have been
like
worth a hell of a lot in today's money. As such,
But I'm not doing fucking kind of like
math and currency exchange.
But yeah,
big Enos and little Enos.
Big Enos, yeah. And he picks up Sally Field, who he calls Frog, who's run away from being married to this moron deputy.
Yeah.
Who's the son of Buford T. Justice.
Yes.
So they're chasing across the thing. And the way it's set up is like the guy that's transporting the beer is a snowman. He's in a truck with his dog.
Not an actual snowman.
Yeah, that'd be
these are all their call signs, because there's a lot of use of CB radio in this.
It was like, my CB was like the technology of the day.
Well, it was the thing. I can remember when I was a kid, I was just like enthralled by this. I was like, I want a CB radio. And my parents were like, who the fuck is going to talk to you?
I would imagine you probably would have had a lot of people talking jazz, like a 5-year-old young girl.
Yeah. But no, who in Ireland would have had a CB radio, though? The range would have been like 3 miles.
No, it was like a big range. My brother had it. He used to talk to people. He used to go out in the car and talk to people on it. Seriously.
Your brother, the Bandit.
Yeah, there was loads of that. It was really
sorry,
weird.
I'm just going to have to go and choke to death and laughing here. Excuse me.
I was going to say something there.
I know, don't.
But yeah, so they had to transport the thing, and it's the guy that's in the truck. The Bandit drives a Trans Am to try and distract the cops.
Yeah, to pull the heat, I suppose, from because they're doing it illegally. It's bootlegging, really. And like halfway through the film, we're like, why the fuck can't they just buy the Coors like locally? Why do they have to go and transport it illegally and all the rest? So it sent us down a rabbit hole of like, oh, that's why. It was basically Coors is only marketed in like certain states. And were you saying something about it being pasteurized or something like that? And it was like this whole it was this like mysterious forbidden beer that you couldn't get in like certain states in America.
Because the laws were that you couldn't transport it. It couldn't be unrefrigerated for
a certain amount of time. Yeah, so it was very difficult to obtain in certain states. So it was actually based on real life scenarios where there were truckers like going around trying to transport Coors in particular around. Because that's the whole way through. We're just like, Coors must have paid some amount of money for the sponsorship of this film, because everyone has just kept on talking about Coors, but it was a particular plot point or plot device, I suppose.
This is the thing about, and it's the same with Cannonball Run. They're both loosely based on real stories, because what it was people were constantly trying to transport Coors for bets and stuff, and trying to do it in a certain timeline as well before it like go off, I suppose, or whatever. It was the whole thing. There was some cachet attached to having Coors, but like with the vibe of the movie, the atmosphere, it's got a real. A lot of it, I think, was filmed in Georgia. A lot of it, because we saw an interview with Burt Reynolds talking about that, like a stunt went nearly horribly wrong. Where
that was in the second film, wasn't it?
No, it was in the first one.
Are you sure? Was that not the soccer field?
No, it was in the first one.
Oh, okay.
It was like when Sally Field was meant to be driving, so there was like a stunt woman driving the car, and she lost control of the car and ploughed right through the middle of a soccer pitch with a bunch of children playing, and basically nearly killed them.
Sorry, football. It's America we're talking about, not
American
England.
Football. Yeah, it don't matter. So there was we're getting off topic. The vibe of the thing. Stop trying to distract Laura.
Yes. I thought the vibe, it's your proper good old boy fucking, it's like, I mean, as I said, what other film nowadays would have like the theme song singing about what they're doing in the film as well?
Yeah.
Because all the way through they just have this good old country song going along, eastbound down.
Everyone knows Eastbound and Down. If you don't know Eastbound and Down,
where have you been living?
Yeah.
But it's literally, and it just keeps on bursting into songs throughout the film, just telling you what they're up to. And it's like, oh, watch old Bandit run, and it tells you what, like, as it's happening, it tells you what's going on. And I'm like, oh my god, this is the closest Wayne is ever going to get to watching a musical. Like, my god, it's like musical narration.
That way.
Yeah, there you go. It's just they're not bursting into song. It's just the actual the musical itself is
really
running in the
chilled.
background.
Like there's a real chill kind of thing to it. Burt Reynolds is kind of cool in it.
He is.
It's all there's like just a nice feel good atmosphere to the whole thing. It's all kind of like harmless,
laid back, jokey, kind of convivial, sort of the brotherhood of the road. You have all this the convoy, the trucks all looking out for each other.
It's kind of innocent, and to a certain degree it's kind of innocent. Like, I mean, it's badly dated with some things. Like the attitude towards women is
towards
fairly horrific. Like
anyone that isn't of a Caucasian race as well.
Or straight. There's a lot of gay jokes in it.
Yes.
But they're not like. There's some more modern movies that they're way worse.
Oh yeah, no, it's just there's one or two like throw, because obviously it's like you have the good old, like, I mean, Buford T. Justice. He's like a down south fucking lawman, and he's coming out with some absolute fucking clangers the whole way through. But that's his character. That's the character.
I refuse to believe that you came from my loins. When I go home, I'm going to punch your mama in the mouth.
Honest to God. And it is, you can't do anything but laugh at it as well, because it's not meant as mean-spirited.
No,
but you know what I mean?
There's no mean-spirited things in it. Even like, there's actually, I don't think there was any like stuff in it that was like racist for the time. And like, there was like there's some comedies from that era that like, there's some fucking clangers.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. I mean,
especially
anything
when
that
they're dealing with like,
the South, that's what I mean. The only thing that kind of, we were kind of like, ooh, is this going to come close, was, sort of when they, hey boy, tell your sheriff that I have arrived. And it's like, I am the sheriff. And it's like, God, never thought I'd see the day when I'd see a guy like that being a sheriff, because obviously he was black. But it's just his commentary on the times, I suppose, really, But it wasn't, there was nothing explicitly racist as such about it. It was a commentary on the times.
Even though like women are objectified in it, it's not really as bad as other movies. I know it's a thing with saying, it's not as bad as other things, but it nearly feels kind of progressive.
Well, see, they are, but
for the time, not the time, or for Iran.
Yeah. But in the same way, like, I mean, as women are objectified everywhere he goes, like, fucking, what's his name? Fucking the Bandit is like, he's got women like drooling over and going, he's so gorgeous. Can we have our picture taken with him? Please, can we have
that was in the second one.
But it's like this, it's sort of, it kind of cuts both ways, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they don't have Burt Reynolds going around naked.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see that now, in fairness. Yeah.
But it's just got a nice... It's almost, I don't know if it's just because we grew up with it, but there is that cozy feeling to it, where it's like a warm...
Well, it is. It's sort of like, it's like the gang all pulling together just to get one over on old Smokey.
Yeah, and it is all...
And it's innocent hijinks. It's not like they're sort of like a drugs gang that are trying to like... Do you know what I mean?
It's not like a Mexican cartel.
Yeah, they're not like sort of like transporting like fucking human fucking trafficking or anything like that. It's like they're trying to get a few cases of beer across for a party.
And it's very, like, the action and the stuff, it's very slapstick humour in it, so it's like a lot of car crashes, and
it is, and it's
nearly
all like,
cartoony, kind of almost Looney Tunes.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I mean, even as they're doing it, like, and especially so in the second one, the music that they're using, it was actually, we'll get to the second one in a bit, because there was a few sort of big sort of set pieces where it actually turned into like sort of Wile E. Coyote territory, or even more so kind of like Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny kind of territory.
That's what we looked at, the both sequels. So, like, I mean, I think there's 4 movies in the Smokey and the Bandit one. The third one and the fourth one, Burt Reynolds isn't even in it.
So we're not going to talk about those ones, because it's Burt Reynolds specific.
And like, even compare and say, we'll only compare it, like, for the purpose of this, we'll stick with like the first movies, because the sequels, both, being honest, aren't really good.
But it is, the whole thing is like the music ramps up when the action gets fucking stupid, and it has all this whiz bang like sort of cartoony
like
music,
Hill kinda.
and it is, and it's like this sort of like nudge sort of signpost, and like, this is okay, these horrific car crashes are happening, but like everyone just literally like just opens the car door and steps out, and they like shake out their hat and they go, gee, that was a close one. There's no death, there's no injury, it's not dramatic, it's just like cars get mangled to death, but it's comedy.
It's kind of got a weird, it's cartoony view of violence. And there is, like you were saying, that fraternity of truckers. And like, it's just, Burt Reynolds is just really good in it. He's just really, really likeable. Burt Reynolds, I suppose his career, never like dipped off, but like, he was highly acclaimed kind of in the 70s, or acclaimed in the 70s. Then he did these movies and the Cannonball Run movies, and there was a lot of people going, he's fucking wasting his potential. And then I think he was in some kind of questionable movies in the 80s as well. I suppose he was after getting nearly fucking what the stereotypes, typecast in things, and it took him then on into the 90s maybe to start coming back as a more serious actor. I think he was in like Boogie Nights and a few things just before the end of his life. But I think it's so hard not to like Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. He's one of these sort of the epitome of what you think of like a kind of a cool kind of leading man, a real American kind of I suppose not what you think of a Hollywood dapper guy, but just as like a proper country boy.
Yeah, well, like I mean, you look at
cowboy, not quite a cowboy, but that kind of country boy.
When you look at like Deliverance, in that like he was meant to kind of personify Nietzsche's fucking. Oh my God, my brain is gone. But he was meant to be like the might is right, and just the whole thing of Darwinian evolution, and he was like really good in that, and he was really powerful. But he was in Cowboys and stuff before that, and then he went off and he did these things. When he nearly transformed into and I suppose then people were like, oh, I like Burt Reynolds because he was like more easily identified as the bandit. Yeah. Than he was basically the character in Deliverance.
He was basically like a kind of an Evel Knievel figure that went from town to town, kind of doing stunts and just being cool, kind of a thing. That's what, and that's what Burt Reynolds kind of almost turned into. He was just like the cool guy.
I think as well at the heart of Smokey and the Bandit is that it's a romance movie, and it's like
it's a romance and a bromance as well.
Yeah, he ended up in a long-term relationship with Sally Field, his co-star in it, and like they've amazing chemistry, particularly in this. The second one is a bit.
Well, that's because they're after breaking up and they're kind of at loggerheads and they're not really getting along in that one. Now I wonder, was that going on in real life as well?
Yeah, it could have been close to that one, but there was just, I don't know, the second one just feels weird.
Yeah.
Whereas like the second Cannonball Run film is basically just the first Cannonball Run film. With,
rehash kind of everything.
But it's, kind of for this, I suppose we'll give it marks at the end. But then Cannonball Run, for people who don't know, it's just simple. It's just a race across the American country from east coast to west coast, and whoever wins gets like £1 million, and it's just a bunch of. It's nearly. I think someone had said somewhere that it was based on wacky races.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with it as well, it's based on a real story. Like Cannonball Run used to happen, and a lot of the characters that are in this are based on real characters that happen. Like where there were people like dressing up as ambulance drivers, paramedics to get across so they wouldn't get stopped by the police.
Yeah, because obviously people are speeding,
and people dressing up as priests. But this is like a star-studded thing, and this was directed by the same person that directed Smokey and the Bandit. I think it's Hal
Needham.
Hal Needham, yeah. And he wanted Burt Reynolds to come back for it, and Burt Reynolds was like, I'm not doing any more fucking, but they offered him $5 million, which was the highest amount any actor was after being paid at the time, so he decided to come back. So he's playing JJ. I can't remember his second name, but JJ and then Dom DeLuise's character. The two of them, Dom DeLuise's character has a split personality, and the other personality is Captain Chaos.
Dun, 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 dun.
So the two of them are kind of, I don't know. It's not really they've tried to make money doing stupid things. It's kind of like the Bandit.
Yeah.
But without it being the Bandit.
Yeah.
And
he's still the suave, kind of sophisticated one in comparison to.
Yeah.
He's sort of he's
but he's a bit more dopier than
he
the
is,
Bandit.
yeah, of course he is, yeah.
And then you have like Jackie Chan is in it as a Japanese guy that's racing across, and like
they've got like this ultra computerized car kind of thing, But that's I think that's the beauty of the sort of the Cannonball Run is they have all these different teams, so you have all these different themes going with the teams as well. Like you've got Sammy Davis Jr. Buddied up as well, the two of them are priests, and you've got the two girls kind of
Sammy Davis Jr. and
fucking say it for me, what's his name?
You're after putting it in my head now. Dean Martin.
There you go, thanks. Yeah, and he's two eyes as well the whole way through the film. Oh my god,
amazing it. And there was someone else was oh god, I can't. He was like he was the comedian in Goodfellas. He was meant to play that part. And he pulled out of it at the last minute due to some other commitments. And Sammy Davis Jr. came in because Dean Martin asked him to do it, apparently. Yeah. And
They're hilarious. Yeah, they're, really they're like a proper, double act.
Dean Martin comes across as that he's fucking sozzled nearly the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The eyes the whole time, they just look a little bit...
and like, Adrian Barbeau was in it. Farrah Fawcett.
You could just keep naming names, like, and people are just...
obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, like, if you could do a star-studded roll call the whole way through. But it sets up that whole thing of, like, as I said, the wacky races. You have these... It's almost like fucking Mario Kart, like, do you know what I mean? You've got your different sort of teams that you can root for.
It is, yeah.
And they're bumbling through the American sort of the great American country. Getting into scrapes and trying to put each other off and trying to setting the cops on each other. And
fancy fast cars and stunts. Yeah. And like, I mean, it's a thing with both of the movies, I think, or both of the franchises. The amount of, like, obviously everything was practical at that stage.
That's the amazing thing. Oh my God. Every time there's another stunt, we were just like, holy hell, how much money did this cost? Anymore, like. And how mental were the stunt guys at that stage as well, that they were just like, yeah, okay, yeah. So, drive through, like, this whole thing and, like, go up in flames and get the top of my car chopped off and just stand up out. But yeah, no bothers. That sounds like something I can do.
I can't remember if it's Smokey and the Bandit or Cannonball Run, but in one of them, there was, like, a serious crash with a female stunt driver who she ended up being paralysed from the waist down. And I think she wrote books about her recovery and stuff. Well, obviously, she couldn't ever walk afterwards, but like about life afterwards and all that.
Rehab and stuff.
And I think it was because of the crash that she had that it became part of a law, like on movie sets, that they had to wear seatbelts.
Yeah, and safety harnesses and stuff like that.
Because like some of the things, you can see it clearly that like they're getting fucking thrown around the place. It's, you do got, especially judging by today's standards when you're looking at, and like a lot of these stunts at the time, they weren't fucking big budget stunts. They weren't anything that was like extraordinary. That would be like we said it before, like there used to be always documentaries on or action movies and showing their stunts on TV years ago, and you wouldn't have something like Cannonball Run on it because that's just...
It's run of the mill kind of a thing. It's like, oh yeah, sure, there's a few car stunts and it's just taken for granted that they do it. Yeah. But like, that is the thing we're looking at. And like, even for what you would kind of consider by today's standard to be a simple stunt, a car falling off a bridge, for example. Like, we were looking at it and it's like,
there's someone in it.
Yeah, and it's kind of like,
dummy.
There's no need to have that person in it. Like, you just turf the fucking car off the bridge and leave it land, but there was somebody in it with their arm out the window waving. I was like, oh my God.
The mental shit that they were doing, and even some of the mental shit that the actors were doing. Burt Reynolds used to do his own stunts.
Yeah, a lot of them, yeah. Or he'd at least sit in the car while the stunt driver was doing it, like, yeah.
But you're looking at it kind of going, fucking hell, like, and there's a lot of crashes and things. But even the speeds that they're doing, and it's not like, I mean, there is some of them where it's like, you can tell it's quite obviously sped up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it as well where it's like, that's not fucking sped. Like when they're coming around corners, there's one like with the truck and the Bandit in the Smokey and the Bandit one, they're coming around a really tight bend. And the fucking truck nearly tips up. Like, you can see that it's like they're fighting
it's
the whole control.
Doing a bit of fishtailing there, yeah.
But with Cannonball Run, I forgot Roger Moore.
Oh yeah,
Roger Moore is fucking brilliant
in
it. Roger Moore plays someone who spends a load of money on getting plastic surgery so he can pretend that he's Roger Moore being James Bond.
Yes.
And pretending to be a spy. And he's like, old mother is like, she's like, oh, I don't know what to do with you. You have to stop.
Yeah. Why do you think you're Roger Moore? Like, oh my God. Yeah. But it is, he's just driving along and he's got this like suave British accent and he has a different girl in the car every time.
That's because every time we were looking, I think it was only halfway through, we were like, it's different women every time it goes to the car. Yeah. And they never make reference to the fact. Yeah, it's just a different woman every time you go to the car. He just keeps on picking up different women. Or there was a bit like where they all get into fight with like a Hell's Angels
type
and
gang,
it gives like Jackie Chan a chance to shine doing the karate, and like they're all in like fighting and stuff. And Roger Moore starts it off by going, I must warn you, I'm Roger Moore. And you're like, what?
Yeah, and he immediately just gets killed.
Yeah, but it's similar vibe to, but it's more chaotic. I think it's more slapstick It is like a cartoon.
It is. To my mind, what it basically it is, it's like Mario Kart. That's what it is in my head. It's like real life action Mario Kart with a load of famous people of the time who are all having the fucking time of their life.
Yeah, that's
just probably having a great party and loads of drink and probably a lot more illicit substances.
At the end of the movie, they do a whole thing showing the outtakes from it, and it's constantly Dom DeLuise
getting slapped
Burt Reynolds
and
Burt Reynolds like slapping him
and it's hard just, across the face.
He's like, oh, you stop making me fucking laugh. And it like Farrah Fawcett's character is really weird in it. Like her whole thing at the start of it where she's I just have this dream where I'd like to be sitting under a tree, and it starts off this hippie thing, and then it's like, and blow my brains out. And it's like, what did she
actually say that?
Yeah, it's just so fucking. There's some of the stuff in it that it is very weird. It's, I think it would have been too lowbrow to be like an SNL or a National Lampoon's thing.
But that's the vibe it gives. Yeah, it is. It's just like fucking these non sequiturs kind of a thing.
But it's a bunch of like people that would have been very famous at the time, obviously just getting paid a lot of money.
Bunch of money to have fun. Shit. Yeah, and drive around in fast cars and have a great crack.
And that's what in the sequel there was a lot of other stars that were in it, and apparently they were like, oh, everyone
had great crack on the first one. I want in. Yeah.
And even Burt Reynolds said about, like, I mean, when he got offered the $5 million, he was like, it would have been vulgar for me to say no to it. And his whole thing about was like, look, the script was used. He was saying there was no, if you had to think about what you were actually saying in it, you'd like, oh my god, I'm committing career suicide. Well, he was like, everyone just had a good time, and that came across on screen, and that's what kind of sold. And it is.
Yeah.
It's like that thing that Jimmy Fallon used to do in SNL where it was like laughing. He was like, it happened so often with him. He was like obviously making himself look like he was breaking in the middle. So then when you see people, you go, oh, he thinks it's funny, it must be funny.
Yeah, it must be hilarious. Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe with Cannonball.
Yeah, it's no way except with that, it's not forced laughing. They are genuinely just like laughing at each other.
It's
and
like
stuff.
Dean Martin is fucking hammered throughout. Like you can see there's bits with it that he can barely speak, and his eyes are a little bit kind of but you kind of go, yeah, this is cool. Like, you know, if it was nowadays, it'd be like, oh my god, it'd be all over. It'd be like, oh my god, no one will ever work with. He was drunk on set the whole time.
Oh my god, it's terrible. Cancel him.
Yeah, and it's like, these people are meant to be stars. They should be doing fucking things that normal people can't do. It's like rock stars. You want rock stars doing things that you'd never in a million years do. They can
I know that everything is so sanitized now. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that people should be walking around punching each other in the face or like
just women.
Yeah, well,
like in these movies where it was like, back in the day when it was okay to punch a woman in the mouth.
Yeah, so long as there was a backhand rather than a closed fist.
That was Sean Connery's specialty, wasn't it? Where he was like, oh, if a woman talks back to you, just give her a little slap.
Love tap, that's it.
But so like on vibes and atmosphere, comparing the two.
Cannonball Run was more of a raucous kind of a funny kind of a gang sort of a, I don't know, it was probably more of a sort of a circus, I suppose, whereas Smokey and the Bandit was more contained, if you know what I mean. I actually preferred Smokey and the Bandit by far and away over the Cannonball Run, but Cannonball Run I think was more of a star-studded glamorous kind of an affair, if you know what I mean. So I personally preferred Smokey and the Bandit. I'd rate it higher.
So what would you just give it a score?
Okay, so for the vibes, because I like that kind of a vibe. I like the whole like.
So for Smokey, what's your score? Just give me a fucking score, Laura.
All right, okay, bloody hell. I'm going to give it the top score. I'm going to go 5 for that, and I'm going to go 4 for Cannonball.
Hold on. Just do one at a time because I have to put them down. So 5 for Smokey and the Bandit. I think I give Smokey and the Bandit 4. I think.
Right.
The vibe. Cannonball Run. I think I give it 4 as well. And what would you give it?
I'm going to give it 4.
4, so right. So that's on the first score for the vibes or the atmosphere or whatever you want to call it. Smokey has 9 and Cannonball has 8. So on to the next part where it's like the action. This is kind of hard to do.
It is. Are you including the sequels in this?
No. We'll just do it on the 4. Like, being honest, I can't remember like fucking different action scenes.
Well, you see, if we were doing it on action scenes, Smokey the Bandit would win it hands down just for that desert scene with all of the cop cars.
Oh god, I forgot the end of that. Yeah.
That was phenomenal, and that must
There was
have...
about 100 cars, I'd say.
And probably a similar amount of trucks as well.
It was very similar to like the Blues Brothers, and
honestly,
it's like just cars flying from everywhere and just smashing into each other.
That was fucking bananas, absolutely bananas. Like I actually can't remember.
But the rest of the movie, there wasn't really much in the rest of the movie, because like the sequel, it's focused on they're transporting an elephant, and like it just feels fucked together compared to the first one. Oh, it does indeed,
but like, are we strictly talking action scenes here? We are.
Yeah.
Again, if we're including the sequels, I know, and I said it at the time, I said, I bet you there is some local fairground or just fucking demolishing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, yeah.
They're just demolishing a huge big roller coaster, but yeah, they basically drove through a fairground, and it was one of the old, huge wooden roller coasters, and they demolished the whole thing. So if you're going on action scenes and stunts, Smokey and the Bandit walks away
there
with
probably
there,
was more stunts maybe in the Smokey and the Bandit film. There was definitely more jumping over bridges and...
The amount of vehicular damage that was done, it's just bananas.
But even just on the first one, there was a lot. Whereas like in the Cannonball Run ones, it was more people getting into scrapes when they were stopping, or that they were like they get pulled over by a cop car, and Adrian Barbeau, that they pull down the zips on their tops.
Yeah, there wasn't many action stunts or anything like that. There was a lot of action insofar as a lot of fast driving, and there was a lot of fast talking. Yeah. But there wasn't a lot of what we would call action, as in like sort of stunts or special effects or anything like that, I don't think. Whereas even in the first one of Smokey and the Bandit, like sure, Buford T. Justice, he was driving around in like a car that like had the whole top ripped off. Yeah,
and there was the bit where they were stuck on the bridge as well.
Yeah,
and
that was the second one.
The sun stood out of the car.
Yeah, and just dropped straight. And that's another huge stunt. Like you're dropping from what, like 100 foot in the air straight down into the river. Like I think out and out, even though you were saying, the second one was fucked together, there was huge stunts in that. Like that's after kind of reinvigorating my kind of, I suppose, my desire to go back and look at the old sort of 70s and 80s films and go back and look at the Evel Knievel type of stunts.
Yeah,
like, we
must actually look at an Evel Knievel. Yeah. It's awful from what I can remember.
But it's just that notion, that human fucking sense of like, I can do that.
Yeah.
This nuttery that people just
lack
go,
of self-preservation
exactly.
in people.
This self-grandeur that you kind of go, I think I can do that. And then kind of going, oh, geez, I've just broken every bone in my body. Oh, well, it looked good, didn't it?
Yeah. Where's my minimum wage?
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I didn't care about the plot line of the film, and I didn't really give two shits about
the plot
don't
else. Really matter in either of the...
No, that's it. But I was just enthralled by the stunts in like the second one. I thought they were fantastic, because I haven't watched films like that in so long. It just brought me back to being like a kid and going, oh my god.
I can't outright think of any like big stunts in the Cannonball movies.
Most of it ended up in bus-stops in pubs and stuff.
Yeah, it was fights or kind of like just getting, or it was nearly always Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. getting screwed over by fucking Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, JJ. And then it was something happened where somebody got threatened, and then it would be Captain Chaos had burst in and he'd kick everyone's arses.
Yeah, as well. It was more about showing off these like muscle cars and
it was like
sports
look at this
cars,
awesome
like Ferraris
cool car.
and shit.
Although I suppose if you go back to it as well, Jackie Chan and his car, like they had the underwater car. That was the second one, wasn't it? They had Jaws in it, where they turned it into like
but I'm sure that was probably just a car dumped in the river, without anyone in it that they were just dragging along on the seabed. But so I suppose if we're going to mark it, because it is like we're saying, I can't really think of a lot.
Yeah, if you're talking about actual stunts in action, I think Smokey walks away with it.
Yeah, I think I'd give Smokey maybe 4. And what would you give it?
Oh, I'm fucking giving it 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
I was absolutely gobsmacked with all the fucking...
And do you know what's great about this? If we were like marking stuff up, if we were doing a thing about like I don't know, Schindler's List versus Rain Man, we'd probably be like 1.
There wasn't any action in it.
And then we're like Smokey and the Bandit. It's like, oh my god, it's amazing. It's like fucking.
Well, I'm judging it strictly on stunts and action. Like that's. I'm not saying it's the best film ever. I'm just saying in terms of action.
You were really happy looking at it, weren't you? Which would put a bigger smile on your face, Smokey and the Bandit or Schindler's List?
I'd have to be some kind of way away now to have to be sitting there like grinning, watching Schindler's List.
This is the funniest fucking shit ever. Liam Neeson is better than the Naked Gun.
So this is like, I mean, just because this might come out of the really high score doesn't mean to say it's like a better film. It's like,
I know we're only comparing them, but say Stunts and Cannonball.
Stunts and Cannonball, I'm going to give it 2 because there's not many that stood out.
I'd give it a 3 because even though I can't outright think of it, it doesn't mean that there wasn't ones in it based on my memory. But it's like, I don't think there wasn't. So there on second round, it's Cannonball Run has 5 and Smokey has 9. So on to round 3, iconic moments.
Well, there you go.
That's a
case closed.
Yeah.
Because like in my head, I can't, if we're including the sequels, I actually can't get away from that whole desert scene with all the cars and the trucks.
Yeah, well, we'll stick with the original ones, right? Because it gets a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, I suppose Cannonball Run, there's a few, like, I mean, as I said, because
there's a lot of iconic moments in Cannonball
Run. There are,
Run,
like, I mean, because of the fact of it being sort of like Mario Kart and the sort of the dastardly fucking, the races? The wacky races with Dick Dastardly and all the rest. The teams, they're iconic teams, like the two, the girls dressed in their skin tight, sort of like matching. Sort of lycra outfits. You have the chic and all the rest turning
even
up,
some of the shots in Cannonball Run with the fucking the Ferraris and things like that, like say doing the handbrake turns in the desert and taking off and leaving people standing there with like
dust in their face.
There's some iconic shots in that where you kind of go, they're the cinematic.
Cool shots. Yeah.
They're really, really cool. And even stuff with Burt Reynolds and Captain Chaos standing, there's
with the elbows sort of out and the cape flying in the wind, you've got your superhero pose and all the rest.
And Roger Moore and
the Doctor, honestly,
Doctor, he was fantastic. He's another guy that was in like a lot of cowboy TV shows. I can't think of his name, but he is fucking brilliant. And every time he shows up, it's just like the horror music. And he's just fucking hilarious. He's a proctologist.
Yes, right? And he seems to have an abnormally large finger.
And he's like, I'll examine you. And they hire him for some reason, to have a doctor.
They want to
have
ambulance. The ruse of having a doctor in the ambulance,
and they actually kidnap Farrah Fawcett.
More or less,
and it's just like, it's just a woman. Like
it's fine, just have her there. It's fine.
Yeah. And they drug her.
Which is also fine somehow.
Yeah, and there's that bit where she's like, oh God, I thought you were going to gangbang me. And he was like, he says something like, oh, we're racers, not rapists.
Yeah, and I was all like, oh, what a joke.
What the fuck is going on?
I know, as if that's going to calm the poor woman down. But she was all like, oh, that's fine, no bothers. And then it's like, oh, I quite like you.
Smokey and the Bandit now, there's a lot of iconic moments in that as well, particularly with Buford T. Justice.
Oh God, yeah.
And like, there's just something about the romance between Sally Field and Burt Reynolds, and it really, when people say about like that, you can feel the chemistry.
Yeah,
there's like,
you can see the way they look at each other.
Yeah.
Like, you just straight away that here's a couple that are falling in love or mad about each other, kind of a thing. And
it's just really, really sweet. But I suppose that's more with the vibe and stuff. But there's I'm trying to think of iconic shots but
there's so many stupid ones in that as well. I mean, just the shots of the Trans Am, and the truck with all the paint inside.
That's very true. The Trans Am is iconic, like as an actual vehicle itself, and just the look of Burt Reynolds in it. Like when you compare it like to Cannonball Run.
Yeah, I mean the look of him in an ambulance driver's outfit is not exactly the same as him in his
Whereas
Stetson,
like the Bandit, I think people that weren't around in the late 70s and the early 80s, like Smokey and the Bandit was massive, and like Convoy, remember that fucking
I know,
was
massive. That every now and again in my head when I'm driving in and out to like work or whatever, if there's one or two trucks in my head, I'm just going, Convoy. Yeah,
there was like a fascination with trucker culture and like fast cars, and America in particular. The rest of the world was completely and utterly fascinated with America, but for some reason like Deep South America where it was just like, oh, it seemed real because it was just nearly so alien from everything else.
It. And like me, especially in Ireland, we don't, there's always like the, sort of American muscle car conventions and stuff like that where people are just like drool all over because you don't get to see cars like that every day of the week or any day of the year, even on Irish roads.
Like some of the cars they were fetishized around the world.
Yeah,
American cars.
Because
like Chevys.
They're so iconic from the films and from TV, but they were never produced for the European market, so you don't get to see them here. So like,
European cars at that stage were fucking not that they weren't shit, but they're boring.
Yeah, you're never going to see
utilitarian more so than. Like, wasn't like fucking.
You're never going to see like nice pointy tail fins or anything like that on a European car, or anything that's just
and it's
purely
we
for
didn't
show.
have the roads in Ireland. We definitely didn't have the roads.
If you try and park an American car in an Irish parking space, you're going to need 4 of them.
But imagine trying to drive a Ferrari around Ireland in 1980.
Back in the day,
it'd be in shit after going down one bockety road.
Yeah, one farmy. Yeah, that's it.
But so I suppose iconic moments trying to market.
Even Buford T. Justice driving along and the sun having to hold the hat on his head because the top of the car was gone.
Yeah, there's less characters obviously in Smokey and the Bandit, but all the characters that are in it are iconic and they all stand out. Whereas in Cannonball Run, there's a lot of characters in it, but like the only ones that really stand out are the big stars like Sammy Davis Jr. or Dean Martin, and they're not in it very much.
And your friend from the second one that you're still getting sick laughing at when he gave the old lady the middle finger.
Yeah. But even with that was like they were just ripping off any which way you can or any which way but lose. With it, and like Frank Sinatra was in the second one, but like the other stars, like they might have been big at the time. Another like Tony Danza was in part 2 as well, but I don't think he was. And there were some American football players in it, but there was in the second Smokey as well. There was more famous people in that. So kind of even for characters, I think even though there's less of them in it, I think Smokey wins it because they're more iconic. Like,
well, that's what I was going to say. I think Cannonball it has so many famous stars. It's kind of hard to pick it out. Of sort of out of the lineup, I suppose, to pick out the iconic scenes. Now there was a good few. Now don't get me wrong, but I think for Smokey and the Bandit, it's that iconic sort of Americana. It's like it's your American local fairground where they're just having the show where they're jumping the buses. This whole thing. It's like they're watching. It's your proper country fair kind of thing. It's your proper rural Americana. It's harking back to this time, and it's all this iconic kind of thing.
Even some of the one-liners, I think, out of like Smokey and the Bandit, particularly from like the fucking Justice in it, they're just. They're just really, really fucking stupid, but really, really
they're
funny.
Hilarious, yeah.
And like there was a bit with the guy in part 2 where he's like what would you call him, the kind of petrol station guy.
Oh yeah.
And he's there and he's like, have you got like a lot of diesel? And he's like, I got so much diesel I could join OPEC.
Yeah. Just very witty one-liners actually.
But give it a score. What would you give for iconic moments or iconic characters and bits in with Smokey?
Oh, well, in fairness, it's going to be fairly obvious where I'm going with this. I'm going to give Smokey 5.
Yeah, I think I'd give it 5 as well.
Because again, even if you're including the whatchamacallit, the second one as well, when the cop car as well, when it gets all squished up and it's basically like her cartoon car, it's like an accordion. Like, I mean, that was hilarious. But and that's straight out of
as well,
cartoon.
I think part of the thing that shows it when something's after reaching that stage, it's when people are imitating it. Yeah. And I think there was a lot of people imitating. There was a lot of movies copied.
There was a lot of rip-offs of it.
And there was a lot of like Southern detectives ripping off Buford T. Justice in films after that. Probably well up to today, And Jackie Gleason, just an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing actor. For Cannonball Run, what would you give it?
I'd actually probably give it 3.5 to 4. Let's go with 4. I'll be charitable.
Yeah, I'd give it 4 as well because there's like it's just compared to Smokey,
and the Bandit, and Snowman.
Commitment to the bit.
Dead ear in silence, having a thought there. Because there's a lot of commitment to the bit in Cannonball Run, in fairness, from everybody. I think a lot of people were totally into it, you know.
I think Cannonball kind of leans more into itself. It knows what it is. And even you see that in the sequel where it's like, it's just more comfortable being what it is, where it's like, this is a piece of shit movie, but it's people that are just having a good time, and it's stupid and it's dumb and it's meant to be. We're just showing off cars and stupid stuff. Smokey and the Bandit, the first one, I think it's kind of a drama, kind of a romance movie, bit of a comedy, but there's a bit of everything in it. And it doesn't really know what it... The second one does not have an identity. The second one is just... it's trying to capture the magic that they captured in the first one. I think
it was trying too hard to be all things to everyone, because there's an elephant in there, which, you know, people can love that. And then there's a weird bit where it's like, when they do the whole, like, the musical is telling you what it does, and it's like, there's this bit about, like, the elephant falling in love with... Burt Reynolds. Yeah. And it was just like...
But even like Buford, it's like he's just repeating some of the same lines from the first one, but it just felt rushed, and it just felt like, let's try and make more money from it. Now, guaranteed Cannonball Run movie sequel is the same, exactly but it was like they were aware of what it was, where people were like, this is just garbage, but let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
So, and for that reason, like, say, just marking it on commitment to the bit, I'd give
Cannonball Run the edge, I think.
Yeah. What would you give Smokey out of 5?
I'm going to give him a 3, and I'll give Cannonball 4.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a 3 as well. I think that's fair. And yeah, I'd give Cannonball like a 5. So I think that'd be a 9 thing for a Cannonball. So it's like, because it is Cannonball Run, and it's unapologetic about what it is. It's not trying to be.
And I love at the end where it's just like they all hit the dock, and then the camera just pulls out, and it's just like, oh, we're done now. You can all fuck off. We've run out of road, and
Cannonball.
We've run out of script and time of movie, and we all just want to have a beer now. So you can all fuck off home.
I'd imagine it kind of comes across as like, we have a rough idea what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We have the money, let's do it. Whereas with Smokey and the Bandit, it felt like with the first one, they were definitely trying to make it a serious, a good movie.
I'm going to bump it up to a 5, because I've completely forgotten how stupidly committed they were to the whole the breaking into the compound and the rescue and the chic and all the rest, and the belly dancing scene with all the boys disguised as.
They're stopping and the name of love,
Oh my God, all the
Telly Savalas is amazing in the second one. So with his henchmen, it's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
it's the way that they laugh. There's a lot of bits in the second one I prefer to the first one, because the second one, even though it's probably a worse movie, it's funnier because it's nearly like anti-comedy in parts, where there's some that reminds me of like Anchorman or something. There's just that stupid style of humour to it, where I don't even know if they kind of thought it'd be funny at the time, but it's and like the old woman giving the finger, it's just a face on her. It's still like, I thought I'm going to think this is stupid now being nearly 50.
Now that you're an adult,
and then I look at it, I was like, oh my God, it's just her face. It's just like the way her mouth like Judge Dredd chin on her. So
I'll bump it up. Go on.
Yeah. So rewatchability. This is our last.
Okay. Well, Smokey and the Bandit, the first one I'll rewatch again at regular intervals, because I just enjoy it. I do enjoy it. A lot of it for Beaufort T. Justice, in fairness, and his son.
You son of a bitch.
No, it's not even you son of a bitch, it's you son bitch.
That's what I said, you son of a... that was Bernie Mac.
Yes, you son
Poor
bitch.
Bernie Mac. I used to love Bernie Mac.
What? Do you not love him anymore? Just because he's departed this mortal coil.
I still love him.
Yes, you should be able to. But rewatchability for Smokey and the Bandit, the first one, yes, absolutely. The second one, I will rewatch it, but mainly for the action points of just the fucking the bit at the end with the desert scene. I'd quite happily
I don't think I could look at part 2. Like, even before we looked at part 2, when you were saying you wanted to look at it, I was like, I couldn't remember it too well.
But I knew you were reluctant
but
to
I remember
watch
not liking it.
Yeah.
And part 3 in particular, because they couldn't get it. So the snowman dresses up as the bandit in part 3. and it's just awful. And I think part 4, it's just Buford T. Just I can't even remember. Oh, excuse me. My drink went down the wrong way. I'm trying to do a fucking Dean Martin on it and failing miserably.
You can't even drink. You've forgotten how to
Cannonball. So I could look at the first Smokey and the Bandit over and over again. Yeah. No problem. Cannonball Run, I could look at both of them over and over again.
Over and over again? I'd need a bit of a break though before watching them again, I think, at this stage.
Oh yeah, I don't need any of them, but like, you know, I'd definitely look at Cannonball again. Yeah. I think Cannonball you could just throw on the fucking background.
That's what I was going to say. It's very much a throw it on in the background because you can just kind of dip in and out of that one. There's no plot line. You just follow it along and you dip in. Oh,
yeah, you're not going to be like, if you miss like 5 minutes.
Oh no, I need to rewind for the plot. Where are they? Yeah. It's just like, it's if you want to have cool cars on in the background, there you go. And the occasional dip in for the joke or whatever, or for some cool outfits or something funny going on.
It's not like earth shattering. You know, and you know, I think as well with the Cannonball Run films, they're the first film, like, not that this is anything to do with rewatchability, but normally when they have the clips on the end, apart from Jackass, and Jackass obviously got it from, normally kind of go, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother watching these stupid outtakes.
Whereas like with the Cannonball Run ones, and the credits weren't really, well, they felt fast because the
outtakes were quite funny. Yeah, they're entertaining.
So rewatchability thing on Smokey.
Smokey, the first one, I'd rewatch it. So
we'll have to do this on both of them now.
Yeah. I'll give them both a 4, in fairness. I'm going to I can't choose between both. I'll throw both of them back on.
Well, so I think I give Smokey and the Bandit, basing it on kind of like the first and the second one, I think I give it a 3.
Okay.
So that's a 7 for that. And then on Cannonball Run, I think I would give that maybe a 4 as well. So
you're talking an 8 then.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just going to total these up.
Okay. You do your mathematicians thing there. Do you need an abacus?
No.
Do you need a calculator?
No.
Okay.
Fair play to you.
Do you need more fingers?
Would
you like to use your toes?
24, 34, 39. Oh, it's actually very close.
So?
And the winner is, unsurprisingly, because Laura favoured it the whole way through, is Smokey and the Bandit.
Hey,
but it was
by
close.
How much?
It was 41 to 39.
See,
so it's only 2 points in the
difference.
What killed it was on the action. We could be like that, brought Cannonball Run down to 5 because you marked it really badly. If you had to mark it fairly, I think we would have probably had a draw.
Name the action that was in Cannonball Run. See, there you go. Yeah. Well then.
Yeah. But
and that's not to say that I'm dragging on like Cannonball Run. I thought it was very good and I did enjoy it, but it's just, as I said, action scenes.
The point of the show, it's scientifically so we can give like and even to sort of, because like I thought that Smokey and the Bandit was going to like destroy Cannonball Run at one point, the way you were marketed, and someone told us this is going to be really unfair, but you can see like it, like Cannonball Run came back. Yeah,
gave it a run for its money.
Right, goodbye. But yeah, so look, it's, I don't think you can say it's undisputable, but Smokey and the Bandit seems to be a better movie or franchise than Cannonball Run.
By our criteria.
By our criteria, yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed this week looking at the movies. Yeah. I'm surprised that you enjoyed.
I'll always watch a bit of old-fashioned tomfoolery.
Well, I was surprised at how much you enjoyed Smokey and the Bandit. I was really, you were like smiling after it.
I like it. Yeah. Sure, you know I like it. You know I like that shit.
Yeah, that scary movie, eh?
Yeah, you know my levels of taste at this stage. You've been married to me for long enough. I've married you. That should tell you all you need to know about my levels of taste. Him.
I can't even do fucking. But yeah, look. Thank you for listening to this, and if you've stayed tuned to the end, thank you for all. Leave a comment below and tell us which one is your favourite.
Load it up and truck it.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week with. I don't really know what the movies are going to be, but I have a funny feeling they're going to be slightly strange. But yeah, look, thank you very much again for listening, and we will see you again next week.
A long way to go.
Don't forget copyright strike.